meningococcal pneumonia, no matter the season. Talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Every 36 seconds, a vehicle is stolen in the United States. Cars are an important investment, and you have the power to protect it. Remove valuables from your car or place out of view. Roll up your windows completely. Don't leave your car running while unattended, especially during the winter. And always lock your doors and take your keys or fob with you. If you know something about a vehicle theft, call us at 1-800-TEL-NICB.
This is a public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Member-supported Jazz 90.1 proudly welcomes you to America's longest-running computer show, Sound Bytes. Call the show now at 966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll-free 800-790-0415 or soundbytes.org. Now, alongside Steve Ray and Dave Enright, here's Nick Francesco on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. American. All the trips in the PC is Saturday, the 7th day of March on Domini 2026. And you, you lucky people, you're listening to Sound Bytes. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I'm Chris Horn, who is sorry already.
And so are we, believe me. Steve Ray, of course, one step ahead of the law, somewhere in the Southwest. And at 4 minutes after the hour, you're going into the first hour of the longest-running computer show in the known universe, Sound Bytes. And you, of course, can give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. It's 966-5299, or toll-free at 800-790-0415. And while you do that, I will read the news about the special Apple experience. Isn't that special? Apple has had a massive week, essentially refreshing nearly every major product line with a mix of budget-friendly newcomers and high-end professional hardware. Let's start with the big news for the average consumer, the Apple MacBook Neo. This is a brand new category for Apple, an entry-level, fanless 13-inch laptop designed to compete with Chromebooks and budget Windows PCs. At a starting price of $600, it's not going to appeal to a school or company buying $200 Chromebooks, but it's in line with higher-end Chromebook models. Part of how Apple can offer it such a, comparatively for Apple, low price is that it uses the A18 Pro chip, which debuted in the iPhone 16 in 2024. This gives it great battery power. For the average user, it's just going to run fine. But somebody buying an Apple product expecting the sort of performance you get from the M-series chips is going to be sorely disappointed. And with only one USB-C 3 port and one USB-C 2 port, you're going to be buying an adapter. Also, the chip in the Neo uses one fewer core than the iPhone 16 did, so it's going to be that much slower again. Adjust your expectations. The iPhone 17e, also starting at $600, doubles the base storage to 256 gig and uses the A19 chip and finally adds MagSafe. The MacBook Pro and Air both got M5 chip upgrades, but the Air has the base M5. The Pro can come with the M5 Pro or the M5 Max chips. The iPad Air now comes with the M4 chip and 12 gigabytes of RAM so that it can run Apple Intelligence. Of course it can. The Studio Display now comes with a Thunderbolt 5, a better camera, and better speakers. The Studio Display XDR is a 27-inch option featuring mini LED technology, 120 Hz ProMotion, and 2,000 nits of peak brightness. You can order them all online now, and they'll start showing up in stores next Wednesday-ish. So don't get excited just yet. Almost all of this, especially the upgraded RAM, is designed to better support Apple Intelligence. Apple, like Microsoft, is going all in on AI, and we're just along for the ride. So our poll of the week at soundbytes.org, that is Bytes with a Y, Francis would like us to remind you, is the special Apple experience. And your choices are, gotta get it all, interesting stuff, meh, and app what now? So far, we have 33 votes, and meh and app what now are tied for first place, with about 90-some-odd% of of all the things. And of course, if you want to vote in the poll, it's real easy. Just head on over to soundbytes.org. That's Bytes with a Y, Francis would like us to remind you. And once you're voted in the poll, you can head on over here and talk to us at 585-966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll free 800-790-0415. I think the Neo is going to be a huge hit. I do worry about backlash because, like I said, it is a slower and less capable product than the current, than the last. I mean, the A18 chip is, I don't think, as capable as the M1 chip was.
That's a good question. In terms
backwards? What?
Step backwards?
Yeah, I think it's now it's as fast as last year's iPhone.
It's a price point piece of hardware, and Apple is a hardware company.
Right.
Ultimately, right? Like they're here to sell hardware.
Right. And I get that. But I worry that there are people who are going to say, holy crap, I can get an Apple for $600. Yes, I'll buy that. And then they have trouble running Photoshop, or they have,
Yeah, well,
that's the...
who can afford Photoshop?
Well, yeah. But I just
I
think
know
that,
who this is for. It's for every first-year college student.
Well, exactly right. It's designed to fight against Chromebooks.
Yeah.
Chromebooks are
awesome.
Lunch.
Right. Chromebooks are awesome.
Yep.
Unless you just need to run that one thing that you can't run on a Chromebook, which is,
Which is a lot less than it used to be.
Yeah, right. Like increasingly, everything is a web interface anyhow, even if it's wrapped in Electron or, some front end.
Well, a friend of mine just called me up the other day and said, I just got a new printer and I can't print. I can print, I can't photocopy to my computer. I can't,
right.
Not
OCR, scan it.
OCR, scan it.
Yeah.
I can't scan to my thing.
Right.
I said, oh, you've got a Chromebook. He said, yes. I said, then it's an HP printer.
Yeah.
I said, then you just download the Android HP scanner app.
Yeah.
Or
take a picture. Take a picture with your phone because the megapixels on your phone are amazing.
Better
and the OCR and a lot of stuff is built in.
Yeah. But
It's amazing.
All you have to do for a Chromebook is load the Android app,
Yeah.
and you're done.
Yeah.
And so, there's a workaround. I don't
In
know.
current Chromebook hardware, right? Like,
Right.
you can get away with anything on a Chromebook that you can do on Android, more or less.
Right. And now the same thing is true of the Apple Neo, the MacBook Neo.
Right.
The problem is Google, I think, set expectations correctly. Right? This is not a real computer. This is a Chromebook, and it's different.
Yeah.
And I don't know that, at least so far, Apple hasn't really done that.
And maybe it's because they don't need to. Maybe it's because everything will run on it.
I hope so.
And if you're outside the specs, like if you really actually need to run Photoshop, you're almost not going to do it on a laptop most of the time.
Right.
You're going to...
But, what games don't run, what utility apps don't run, I don't know, right?
Right.
Or do they run, but they run slowly.
Right.
Right. So I worry that there's going to be a backlash.
I'm going to bet you that there's no backlash at all, that basically nobody notices, and it's this convergent Mac OS and iPad OS, everything like all of these things.
Right.
Apple wants you to be able to run them as basically all the same. We're nowhere near that. But
Right.
I think
This
we're
is step
closer
one.
than, I think from Apple's perspective, we're not that far.
Right. Well, and Google is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
They're mixing Chrome OS and Android, and it makes sense. You want one operating system to work seamlessly across all your devices. And Apple has always been good with the ecosystem. Almost always good with the ecosystem.
right.
And so I get that that's what they want to do. I just hope they don't misstep. Setting expectations is
Yeah.
big, and I see kids. I used to see kids in college with their Macs running some truly amazing software. You go to college and you can get Photoshop at a student discount.
Right.
Super cheap.
Yeah, the whole Adobe Creative
Right.
Suite. Yeah.
Right. So is it going to run well on a Neo? I mean, they're talking about selling this to school kids.
You know what? If the version you run is the iPad version of Adobe Creative
Yes.
Cloud stuff, I bet it runs great.
I hope so.
If you're trying to do Final Cut Pro and edit video
Right.
on a Neo, it's probably not even supported on that hardware, and Adobe's going to tell you, please don't.
Right.
You're going to have a bad
Well,
time.
and that's the other thing. It's the A17, 18, whatever the previous 16 chip. What isn't supported? So, for example, if I want to load a different program, is it going to be available for the Neo? I'm sure eventually it will be,
Yeah.
but is it available day one? Am I going to be disappointed day one?
I bet all of Apple stuff will be supported.
Apple stuff will be, I'm sure.
And I'm trying to think, like, the other major applications will be. Like, all the Microsoft stuff will absolutely, because it works.
That works.
Anything that already works on
Right,
your phone,
right,
I bet will
right.
work great on a Neo.
Right.
The question is, do you get, like, a better desktop experience running on a Neo?
Right.
TBD.
We'll see.
That's up
Right.
to the software manufacturers, and that's the benefit, right? Like for Chrome, letting you run Android stuff, you write, hypothetically, you write the software once, and it runs on all these different kinds of hardware. Same thing with this. So it's never that simple, but
Right. But that's the theory.
the hardware manufacturer's perspective,
Right.
that's what Apple wants to happen.
Right. You know what? No, and like I said, I truly hope it works.
Yeah.
But I worry. Apple has made few missteps, but the missteps they've made were pretty good ones. We'll see. And the other stuff, I've already heard from people who are disappointed. Well, everything is incremental these days. There isn't a lot of magic anymore. When the first iPod was introduced, it blew away the entire industry.
Yeah.
But
AI is supposed to be that. Like, I think all the corporate, everybody is banking on AI being the thing that everybody wants, and maybe that's not what's happening.
Yeah, I tried vibe coding this week.
I'm sorry.
I had to try it.
Yeah, too soon. It's too
It's
soon.
way too soon. But, no, I will say it was a very simple thing. I just said, I want to create a program that will list all the text files in a directory, and then if I click on one, it'll run it. And I want to do it as a TUI, a textual user interface.
Yep.
And I want to use Python, and I want to use the textual library to do this.
Yeah.
And it got me 90% of the way there. I mean, it's a real simple application, a super simple application. And it got me about 90, but it could not get me that final 10%.
Yeah.
When I tried to make it pretty, like I want as I go down the list, I want to highlight the file name that I'm on in cyan. Couldn't do it. I want to put a clock in the upper right corner of the title bar. Couldn't do it. I want to change the title bar from Nick's text reader or whatever I called it to the name of the file I'm viewing. Couldn't do it.
Yeah. So what were you using for the coding?
Python and a library called Textual.
The AI portion of this. What was it?
Oh, I tried.
Because
I tried ChatGPT.
yeah.
And I ran out of credits.
Right.
So I did it in Gemini.
Yep.
And it got me about 90% of the way there. But because I have done this already myself, hand coding the Python, I knew the 4 lines I had to change to do what I wanted to do. And that's all it was, just 4 little changes. And I was done.
I would love to say that I know the right pattern to use so that when you're doing this vibe coding, any AI code gen stuff, because I'm a programmer, like that's
Right.
my day job is there's a lot of pressure right now to use AI tools.
I'm sure.
All over the place, all the time, to try and go not just faster, but to take the easy steps
Yeah.
out of my hands.
Yep.
Right? Like we're not trying to use it irresponsibly. I would love to say that there's a right way to write the prompt right now that gets you 100% the way there. But you almost wind up writing a requirements document, like it's going to do these 20 things, and it's so like passive aggressive the way you have to instruct it. And you say, I need you to do these 10 things, and if it doesn't have these 20 characteristics, don't bother. Don't tell me it's done. And I think it's that level of specification that is what you need in order to have any chance of being able to tweak it. Because in my experience, the iterative, okay, now change this, okay, now change this, it just winds up rewriting everything. It's just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah. At one point, I did have to tell it, no, go back 3 versions.
Yeah, right.
Because you've screwed this up so badly.
This is worse.
Yeah. And you're right. And I used to write requirements documents and specifications.
Right.
And I did that for this. Now, again, a very simple program.
But
But it still only got me 90% of the way there. Then, of course, now I go to look at the program to add that 10%. It took me 40 minutes to figure out what it had done.
Yeah.
So I could see what to add.
Yeah.
It didn't really save me any time.
And it's because your specification, your requirements for the AI didn't necessarily include, by the way, when you write this program, write it in a way that reads like English. Write it in a way, so it's that level of, you have to give it all these extra instructions so that it understands when it can stop.
You're right.
And it's not a thing you would say to a person, because you're not talking to a programmer. You're talking to a bot that's just juggling concepts in the air and trying to like land them like dominoes.
When I had programmers working for me, life was easy. I had one programmer, she was amazing. You could give her, okay, I think what we want to do is, and she'd go, got it. Pretty much that quickly.
Right.
And do it, and it would be done. And I had another guy who was, when I was at RIT, was very much like that. Okay, I think what we want is, okay, I got it. I'll have it for you. And the next morning, an entire website is finished. And perfect.
Yeah.
You know, if anything, I was changing what's the joke? Oh, add flames here.
Oh, that's cornflower blue. That's the
cornflower blue. Yeah. So those were the minor little tweaks that we had. Could we try this font or whatever? But that was it. You know, and with having an AI code for you, vibe coding as we're calling it, I can see that it will get you 90% of the way there pretty quickly, but you better be able to move that ball over the goal line yourself.
Yeah. And I would say the thing most people don't realize is that this ecosystem is moving very quickly. The way it worked in December is not nearly as good as the way it works right now.
Yep.
And I think that's the surprising amount of development in how far we're coming is the AI helping AI get better at
It's
AI.
exponential.
It
really is. I mean, considering where we were less than a year ago.
I, for one, value our robot overlords.
I do too. God bless each and every one of them. May the electricity flow.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that we're seeing a whole lot of people talking about, I'm a vibe coder now.
No, you're not. I mean, you know what? If they got something working, awesome. That's great.
Exactly right. And if you're writing it for you, God bless you.
Yeah.
If you're writing it for me, no.
If it solves a problem and we don't have to worry about it, especially if it's just like a little one-off, I just need this thing to work for a day or something. That's awesome.
Right. And I have had, I guess you would call it vibe coding, where I've said, take a look at this data, these data here, and I want them in this format on this device. Done.
Yeah, right.
That works brilliantly.
Yeah, and that's, I would say, almost not even coding. I would say something more like, in my imagination, the thing I would want is, we're going to play a game, and we're going to share the score with everybody. So I want it to be a website, and just make me a scorekeeper tracker or something, and it's useless in 2 days. That to me, I think with vibe coding, I could do without any trouble at all.
Right. If you're looking for something small, and you don't have massive expectation for it to last forever, because coding it is fairly easy. Changing it is very hard.
Yeah. If your expectations are, I just want something that is going to predict the stock market, you're going to have a really bad time.
Yeah. And you're right, because it's got everything to do with the requirements document.
Too many variables.
Well,
It's like what we would call it acceptance criteria.
Right.
Like if you're not done until you can show me these 5 things, these 500 things.
Right. And when you've been given that sort of stuff, it's a binder.
It is a lot.
It's a binder full of stuff.
Yeah.
And people aren't given that to the coding AIs.
Right, because they
don't know
it's a new skill, right? Prompt engineering, all of that stuff is a new skill, and it's different depending on every single thing that you're doing.
Right. And I have learned at the end of every prompt to say, and if you don't know, say so.
Yeah.
Right. As opposed to lying to me, hallucinating.
Yes, right.
If you don't know, tell me you don't know.
Yeah. Right.
So
I would rather have nothing than something that is wasting my time.
Exactly right. But you're right. It's so anyway. I'm hoping that, and of course, that's one of the big things that Apple is doing. That's why they put 12 gig of RAM in the Neo, and that's why because it does Apple Intelligence and all that yada yada.
I'm a little out of touch. I know that RAM prices and even hard drive prices right now are through the roof.
Yeah.
Do we know? Do we know why that is? It's not just AI.
Yes, it is all AI. The AI companies have bought up all the RAM
for the
and
next
all
year.
the hard drive production
And certainly all the
this
video
year
cards.
and all the video cards for this year and half of next year already. The only two companies that aren't affected badly are Apple, because they've already got 2-year.
That's how
things
far ahead they plan
right.
and purchase.
And Samsung
Okay.
for the same reason.
Okay.
And that's why there are a couple of smaller Korean companies that have been 3rd and 4th tier players
Yeah.
who are suddenly ramping up RAM production like you wouldn't believe,
Right.
and selling at not the old prices but not the new prices, somewhere in between, and still making a fortune because they weren't making any before.
Who I feel worst for is anybody who is still trying to transition off of Windows 10 by upgrading their computer, something, trying to upgrade and just not buy a brand new Windows 11 computer, and they're now stuck.
They're stuck. And it's the same, even spinning hard drive prices are going up. Not as fast,
Right.
but they're also going up. Because now AI people are realizing our secondary storage doesn't have to be that fast.
Right.
It can be spinning drives. I said this on the air a couple of weeks ago. Years ago, I did some work for somebody and they couldn't pay me, so they gave me a TiVo, which I never opened. And this is a decade ago, easy.
Yeah.
I was about to throw it out. because who the hell needs a TiVo anymore?
I don't even know.
And I thought
somebody.
Yeah, and I thought I might as well see what's in it.
Yeah.
So I opened it up and I looked at the hard drive. It's a full-size hard drive, 3 terabytes.
Right.
What?
Yeah. Well, because high def, 1080p video.
Yeah, but I now have a free 3 terabyte drive.
Yeah.
It's a spinning drive, but I have a 3 terabyte drive to play around with. Thank you very much.
Right.
I'll be using that for my backup soon. So yeah, I mean and what does that cost now? Take a look at the prices; they are rising every week.
Thanks AI.
Yeah, thanks AI, and that's where the problem lies in the back end. And of course, then there's the water and the environmental, lot of heat, blah blah blah.
I mean,
all of that
electric
stuff.
companies are happy.
Electric companies have my electric prices are going up, and all of that has to do with AI. But in addition, it hits us at the low end because we can't get as much RAM in our machines as we want. We can't. We're back to the days where, holy crap, you got a machine with 8 gig. That's a lot.
Right. And now 8 gig is. I mean, you can't run a modern OS with 8 gig. Most of the time.
You can run
Linux, but like
4 gig
some like with some applications you can.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with Dave Enright, Chris Horn, me, Nick Francesco, and you. It's 29 minutes after the hour. You're listening to the longest-running computer show in the known universe, Soundbytes. Give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Or toll free at 800-790-0415. Don't go too far away. Come back. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at soundbytes.org. More with Nick Francesco, Dave Enright, and Steve Ray next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
This is an NBC News Radio special report, the latest on the strikes against Iran. President Trump says Iran will be hit very hard today. Speaking from Doral, Florida at a Latin American Leaders Summit, Trump added the strikes on Iran had to
for your Saturday. Calls for scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. High temperatures will be into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees with a gusty breeze, especially in any thundery downpour that develops. We'll find some additional scattered showers heading into your Saturday night. Overnight lows will be near 40. On Sunday, look for a mixture of clouds and sun, the high near 50. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols for Jazz 90.1.
And right now we got partly cloudy skies, 68 degrees out at the airport, and 71 here at member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Everybody get up.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I am the audio-challenged Chris Horn.
Clearly you are. And at 35 minutes after the hour, we are Sound Bytes. And you can give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. It's 966-5299. Toll-free 800-790-0415. In the meantime, I'll read the Microsoft news. In an effort to boost its, guess what, AI investments, Microsoft has integrated AI tools into just about every part of the company's operation, whether anyone wants it or not, and they mostly don't. This has led to a lot of bad code, massive bugs, patches on patches on patches, and some extremely disgruntled people. The result of all of this has led to a new term for the company's trashiest AI products, Microslop. Microsoft hates that term and has banned it from their official Discord server. This has not stopped people from using the term elsewhere. In fact, everywhere else. Bitwarden announced support for logging into Windows 11 devices using passkeys stored in the manager's vault, enabling phishing-resistant authentication. The new feature is available for all plans, including the free tier, and allows logging into Windows by selecting the security key option and scanning a QR code with a mobile device to confirm access to the passkey stored in the Bitwarden encrypted vault. For those of you annoyed by the white flashes that occur when you resize elements in File Explorer, good news! The latest beta build fixes it. No word on when that will roll out to you peons, however. Speaking of second-class Microsoft citizens, Microsoft has released an update for Windows 10 to fix a long-standing issue that prevented some users from accessing the recovery environment. The Windows Recovery Environment, or WinRE, is a minimal troubleshooting environment used to repair or restore the operating system after it fails to start, to diagnose crashes, or to remove malware. To install the update, your WinRE partition must be at least 256 megabytes in size. And if it's not, good luck. If you're one of the many people who suddenly found that Windows 11 suddenly updated from 24H2 to 25H2, you're not hallucinating, at least not about this. Lots of people have noticed that without any input from them or notification from Microsoft, their Windows installations updated versions. There are also notifications of computers spontaneously updating from Windows 10 to Windows 11. Remember, citizen, Microsoft owns your computer. You just get to use it for now. Windows 11 PCs now come with something called Quick Machine Recovery. As the name suggests, it allows Windows to fix the boot-related issues by itself without any input from you. Quick Machine Recovery is basically a self-repair feature that kicks in automatically. When Windows detects it can't boot normally, it starts diagnosing what went wrong and looks for ways to fix it. Quick Machine Recovery is much like Startup Repair, but cloud-based, which makes it even more effective. Of course, you have to be connected to the internet in order to use it. And, of course, it's AI-based, so strap in. You may be in for a bumpy night. But calling us is usually smooth sailing, so give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. It's 966-5299. Toll-free 800-790-0415. This is just another instance. It's all AI these days, all of it. And that's, I get it. I get it. But, you know, there comes a point where, look, AI is, we talked about this in the last segment, AI is very useful for a lot of things, but it still only gets you about 90% of the way there. And when a human being is having trouble with their computer, they want to talk to a human being. I'm sorry, that's just human nature. I get it. That human being can hit a button and start an AI in the background, but the person who's having the problem wants to hear a human voice say, I understand and empathize.
I'm waiting for an intrepid listener to connect an AI to their phone and have it call in and argue. Just argue the point, because that would be pretty great. I think that, that's got to be the next step, is the AI arguing for more AI.
Well, you can read, you can see YouTube videos of AIs talking to each other.
Yeah.
My Alaska is talking to my Google Home.
Yeah.
Often amusing. I can only imagine that they filmed 600 or 800 of them before they got one that was interesting.
Yes. Right. Before they got one that just didn't immediately stop.
Right. And I get that. It's like those things you see where somebody throws something across a room and it lands in the bottle or whatever. How many takes did that take?
Yeah, I've been to Carnival and played Carnival games before. I know exactly how many takes it.
Right. It's like a magic act. Watch this hand while this hand does all the work. No, I get it.
All right, here's my beef.
The sleight of hand.
No, and this isn't AI. If Microsoft can force my Windows computer to run upgrades, updates, make changes without my intervention, without my choice on what should be happening, why would I want to have it manage my passwords? Why would I put passkeys into that same system? Why would, at an operating system level, help me out here. You've shown that you don't trust me. Why should I trust you?
You made a fundamental mistake right in the beginning when you said my computer.
Oh, you're right.
Yep.
That's right.
I don't know what the hell you were thinking.
On good drugs.
Yeah. It truly is no longer your computer. It is Microsoft's computer, and you just get to use it the way they want you to.
And they're unhappy that we don't want more AI in Windows.
Right. They want it to all be AI, because if it's more AI, they can get rid of coders, they can get rid of tech support.
Well, eventually they get rid of users too, because I think that's
And they'll get rid of users.
that's where they're going.
That's the easiest way to get rid of tech support and programmers, just get rid of users. And I get that. I do. I truly understand that from Microsoft is a company that is run by bean counters. So is Apple. So is Google. I'm not
all companies.
Capitalism, right? Like this.
Right. So the bean counters look at it and say, AI costs us this much. People cost us twice this much. Why do we have people?
How do we get people to need new, larger spec, more expensive hardware? Oh, right.
Right. I don't make money if you don't buy the next version of Windows.
Apple doesn't make money unless they come out with new hardware.
That's exactly right. And how did they get you to buy a new version of Windows? You buy a new computer, because it comes with Windows.
Yeah.
You can't get a computer without Windows. Now you can get a couple of Linux machines.
But I think Microsoft is also taking the approach that Google does, which is they also want your data. They want to be able to do what they need to, what they want to with your data, whether or not it's in your interest.
Right. Well, and AI is in everything. That's one of the reasons I use Linux, because it doesn't have AI in it. Although Linux Mint, I think it was, said they are adding AI, but it's turned off by default. And if you want it, you turn it on.
It's like anything, right? Like in Linux, you don't have to have a copy-paste buffer if
That's
you don't
exactly
want
right.
it.
You don't have to have anything.
If you turn stuff off, it's not there. If you turn it on, it's big. We integrate with AI stuff. That's, in my mind, exactly what I want. I don't want on and working and doing stuff by default.
Right. I want to go to it.
Yeah.
Right. That's like many of the apps I run. Do you want to let me run in the background? No. I'll decide when you run. Thank you very much. Not you.
Yeah.
And they're no longer personal computers from Microsoft's point of view, right? And to a certain extent from Apple's and from Google's.
Yeah. It's revenue generation.
It's revenue generation.
Yeah.
And if you're not making them money, they don't want you.
Well, that makes sense.
Right.
Like that. They're a company.
From their point of view, that makes sense.
Right.
Absolutely right. And I get that. I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm saying I don't have to play that game.
Yeah, right. I can opt out of that.
Exactly right.
Day to day.
So I run my Linux computer, and I put what I want on it, and there's no telemetry of any sort in the version I use,
Yeah.
and I'm happy.
Yeah.
But
I think we talked about that before too, right? Like I've definitely put Windows computers on the internet where there's a proxy between the computer and the internet, and then looked at the like after I have gone to great lengths to turn off everything I think I can turn off.
Yep.
The amount of telemetry that still happens,
It's horrendous.
it's just cooked
If
in
people
at a
knew how
very
much
low
data
level.
Microsoft was getting from, and Apple, and Google,
Yeah.
were getting from them every time they use one of those products, they would be horrified.
Well, there was a system that one of my ham guys did a YouTube video on that strips out a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it, but not all of it. And
No, it won't. But a good percentage of
and
it.
the problem with those, I can't use the term here on the air,
Yeah.
the decrapification
Yeah.
software of the problem with that is that A, it's not guaranteed to work the next time, and B, it can, when you get an upgrade, it either gets wiped out, so you have to do it all over again,
Yeah.
or it borks up your machine, and now you've got a brick.
No, well, this is not. We're talking. No, we're just talking about two different things then.
Yeah.
Because what I saw in his YouTube, what he's doing is literally replacing Windows with another Windows-like system.
Oh, sure. Then you're using Windows or
Yeah.
Linux or one of those. It's a Linux system that looks like Windows.
Yeah.
You can get Linux systems that look like Macs.
Yep.
You can get Linux systems that look like nothing that's ever existed in the universe. You can get a Linux system with the LCARS interface on it.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, but you can get it.
Yeah, right. It's got 8 keys. What am I going to do? Well, you're not going to type in an email, that's for sure.
Right. Well, and you know, the LCARS is the Star Trek interface, for those of you who don't know. But yeah, the idea is that you've got, I don't quite know how to put this clearly. Move on.
Dave, I thought you were talking about something like Pi-hole, which is a DNS server that you can run on a Raspberry Pi.
I'll do some research. I'll get you the name in there. But literally, it was taking the Windows system off, and some developers, another team of developers, have come up with this other that strips out and it reloads a Windows-like system.
It's not Wine? Is it like something built on
No,
Wine?
it's nothing
quite a bit
Linux
different.
based.
Interesting.
Nope. And this guy is a big, I mean, 90, I think he might have one Windows system. The rest of his systems, all the other stuff that he ever does his YouTube stuff on is literally Linux.
Yeah.
When he's doing, because he does a Monday night YouTube thing, and everything is installed and set up, and he's doing it all through Linux.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yes, you can get Linux systems that look and work like, well, on not Manjaro, not
Ubuntu, like any of them have options that are like, hey, this is elementary OS.
Zorin. Zorin OS.
Yes.
You can, when you go to load a program, it can say, all right, here you have choices now.
Right.
There's a native version.
Right.
There's a through the package manager.
Yeah.
There's a flat pack version.
Right. Or
I can run. So let's say you decide to run Microsoft Office. You want to load Microsoft Office.
Okay.
When you go to install it.
Sorry, I made a face.
Yeah, I know. When you go to load it, it will say, okay, now hold on. There is OpenOffice,
Right.
which is built in and already on your system.
Right.
Or I can run this in Wine, or you can run it online. Which do you want to do?
Right.
And you get
Right,
that
right.
choice. I actually kind of like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it does wine in bottles, so that it sets it all up for you.
Yeah.
Apparently I have a cat.
Wine Bottler, I think, is one of the ones that I used to use.
Yeah, wine has bottles now, and so wine is a thing that lets you run Windows programs on Linux.
Yeah.
And it is hard to set up. It is hard to set up. So somebody created bottles because wine comes in bottles, or I suppose in cartons if you're in my house. But wine comes in bottles, and so they made it easy to install by using bottles to run wine. All right, let's go to the phones. Our first caller is Will from Hampton, Virginia. How are things in Virginia, Will?
We've been having whipsaw weather down here in Hampton, Nick, to answer your question real quickly.
Okay. and are you enjoying it?
Not really. I haven't been feeling all that great because of it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure.
Hopefully we can make you feel better.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay. You know, I've been thinking about this whole business of writing prompts in AI and everything, and Nick's comment about, you know, the bean counters and everything. They can't possibly be the sharpest tools in the shed if they're saying, well, why isn't AI replacing these humans? There's a certain value proposition in having humans in the first place.
Yes, yeah, and I completely agree. Particularly when it comes to tech support, people are upset and angry and anxious and worried, and they want another human being on the other end of the line.
Yeah, I think it's the difference between finance and economics, right? Like economics is like, this is how people make decisions. I want to talk to somebody. And finance is like, well, let's talk about cost reduction.
Yeah, right. No, I agree with you, Will. I think it's short-sighted. I think when bean counters run your company, these are the kind of decisions that get made. And I think in the long run, there's a guy called the Financian, I think he calls himself, on YouTube.
Okay.
And he was saying he went to he does financial consulting, and he went to a hotel chain, very high-end hotel chain, and they said, we could save, you know, X thousands of tens of thousands of dollars a year by just getting rid of our doorman. Okay, you could, but what does a doorman do? He opens the door for people. No. He is he is the face of your company. He greets people. He knows the regulars by name. He gets a cab for them. He holds an umbrella for them over their head. What is that worth to the people who pay you to stay in your place?
It's what is goodwill
exactly
worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And yes, you save a salary and benefits, but what you lose are the intangibles that get people coming back.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're seeing with AI. Very similar thing. You're right, Will.
Yep. Where is the value in that?
Yep. Exactly right.
Well, I think what we'll see is that companies that really lean in to that, let's just get rid of the doorman, should, if this is capitalism, they should fail, right? They should have a negative impact on their customer base or the quality of their product or all of the above. That's,
yeah. Exactly right.
Of course, it is in effect capitalism run amok.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. They would say capitalism refined.
Or I would say late stage capitalism, whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
I'm a programmer. What do I know?
Right. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
All over.
And while AI looks great right now, we're already seeing it with Microsoft. How many times are there bugs? Are there things that don't work? Are there things that break?
I think it's everybody. Like any company trying to ship code using AI.
Right.
The last figure, I hate to, you know what? I'm not going to repeat statistics in a vacuum and be able to say where I got it from. But there is an increase in the number of bugs you ship if you're trusting any AI code whatsoever.
That's exactly right.
That's just how it is.
Because when AI writes the code and AI tests the code,
right,
you've got a problem.
Right.
It's like having a programmer test their own code. That never works.
I beg your pardon.
It's definitely proof that you want to be careful when you scale up generative AI that much.
Yep. Yep. What was the company that had AI answering its phones and people got really angry because
Did Amazon try that?
Well,
I thought Amazon was trying
somebody
that.
tried that and the AI kept complaining about its mother.
No.
Yes. The AI instead of answering people's questions and doing what the AI was supposed to do.
And it wasn't doing like a Rodney Dangerfield shtick?
No, it
Tell you
was
about
complaining
my
about
brother-in-law. No?
I hate to break it to the AI, but it doesn't have a mother.
It's fascinating, like that it thought that was the response the customer calling in wanted to hear.
It didn't care what the customer wanted. It wanted to complain about its mother.
Wow.
Who was that company?
Yeah, I would like to know. I want. I don't want that experience. Call
Woolworths.
Really?
Woolworths supermarket chain in Australia had a chatbot called Olive. It claimed to be a real human being, and it was complaining about its mother. People call up and say, I was talking to someone online named Olive, and they were really angry.
That's amazing.
Okay.
You know what? I think we're still at the stage where a lot of this AI stuff is if you're using it for business, close to your customers, something, you're not just an early adopter. You are running with scissors.
Yeah. Well, and what do they train AI on? Everything they get off the internet. Have you read the comments in YouTube videos? Have you seen Reddit?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, train it on Shakespeare.
They train it on 4chan.
Yes, they do. They train it on everything they can scrape off the internet.
Yeah.
And that's an issue. When you have no discernment, you get YouTube users.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Will.
Yep. Good luck with your wedding.
All right, thanks. Good talk. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye. It's ridiculous. And this is just because they did what was easy and cheap. We can write a code that scrapes every website and use it to train our AI, and it costs us nothing. Excellent, let's do that.
My perspective on this is that any publicly traded company right now, the market that drives their stock price, is expecting everybody to lean into AI to deliver products and services that are based on AI because there's this promise of it being cheaper and better and good for the bottom line. And as a company, if you're not seen to be doing that,
right,
the market, which might otherwise be ignorant of any other forces at work, the market is going to punish you for not delivering AI yada yada something.
Right.
And well, that's not great.
No, and I agree with you, but it is where we are. But what I'm talking about is the back end. Nobody used any sort of discernment in picking what they trained their AI on.
I mean, the OpenAI company actually made a point to prove that they don't care what anybody
exactly.
thinks. Yeah.
That is exactly correct. And so you get, how much Shakespeare is there versus Reddit, versus 4chan.
Yeah.
Right? So what's the preponderance of what that thing learns?
Yeah, I feel like it's closer to Mary Shelley than
you end up with
Frankenstein's
the
monster is going to be really
Exactly
unhappy
right.
when you give it the keys to the castle.
Exactly right. No, and there's no way we're going to float it off on an iceberg flow at the end of the book. So, I don't know what's going to happen, but it's really and we see all the time. We see kids who are told to commit suicide by an AI.
Yeah, you know what? So I think that is a great deal of that is contrived.
Some of it may be,
Yeah.
certainly not all of it.
Yeah.
I mean, there are kids who have indeed committed suicide, and when you go back and look at their AI chats, they were encouraged to.
Yeah.
That's just true. All right, listen, we got to take a quick break. The first hour of this show has flown, and we're sorry we had it, but we're going to do it all over again because we're not that sorry. So don't go too far. We're going to come back for a whole other hour of Dave Enright, and a whole other hour of Chris Horner, a whole other hour of me, Nick Francesco, and a whole other hour of you, but only if you give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299, or toll free at 800-790-0415. Don't go too far, and we will see you on the other side.
Before you call into our show, please make note of the following rules. 1, turn your radio down. 2, turn your radio down lower. 3, remember, nobody has invented a good-sounding speakerphone yet. Don't use them. 4, make sure you have a point. It makes for a more interesting show. 5, calling does not guarantee you'll get on the air. No whining. 6, if you do get on the air, please do not tell the host what you just told the screener. We don't care. And 7, is that radio turned down yet? We hope this will make for a more enjoyable program, and we thank you for your time.
It's America's longest-running computer show. Back to more Sound Bites with Nick, Dave, and Steve. Next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
WGMC Greece Rochester, a public service of the Greece Central School District. Jazz 90.1.
Online at jazz901.org.
This is an NBC News Radio special report, the latest on the strikes against Iran. President Trump says Iran will be hit very hard today. Speaking from Doral, Florida, at a Latin American Leaders Summit, Trump added that the strikes on Iran had to be done, and he did the world a favor.
We will not allow hostile foreign influence to gain a foothold in this hemisphere.
He said his administration is trying to keep casualties to a minimum. There's a bit of good news today for Americans looking to leave the Middle East as U.S. military operations against Iran continue. Dubai International Airport is resuming some flights today. Flights into and out of the major travel hub had been suspended temporarily after a suspected Iranian drone strike. A fire was reported at a main terminal. Passengers were ordered off planes they'd already boarded, and the airport had to be evacuated for a time. This has been an NBC News Radio special report, the latest on the strikes against Iran. I'm Lisa Carton.
Jazz 90.1 and Greece Baptist Church are pleased to again present free community jazz and big band concerts. These performances take place at Greece Baptist Church in their sanctuary, located at 1230 Long Pond Road. There's plenty of free parking available at the church, including close handicap access. Bring your family and friends and enjoy great free community jazz concerts. Jazz 90.1 is supported in part by our members and by Greece Olympia School, presenting Legally Blonde. On stage March 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st. For more information and tickets, you may visit greececsd.org.
Here's another I Love New York travel tip.
On March 21st and 22nd, and 28th and 29th, Maple Farms across New York State will be opening their sugar houses and inviting you to experience the world of pure New York maple syrup, from tapping the trees to enjoying it on a piping hot stack of pancakes. It's a delightful, fun-filled outing that has a little something for all maple lovers to taste and experience. Some maple producers will be demonstrating the making of mouth-watering products such as maple cream and maple cotton candy, and most will be offering free samples. Many participating farms will also have a variety of additional activities, including pancake breakfasts, horse and wagon rides, kids' corners, and more. For more information on Maple Weekends, visit the I Love New York website at iloveny.com or dial 1-800-CALLNYS. Delicious, pure maple syrup. New York, everything you love.
It's a magical place for kids of all abilities.
At no charge, the Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp has been serving children of all abilities for the last 100 years. Help us grow into the next 100 years. Go to sunshinecamp.org to learn more about how you can help.
Where kids have no barriers to fun. The Rochester Rotary Sunshine Camp.
When we walk, when we reach, when we play, we're moving through life. but an estimated 80% of Americans aren't getting their recommended daily amount of physical activity. It's time to move and keep moving, America. And when you need help, physical therapists and physical therapist assistants are by your side because we are meant to climb, to dance, to soar, to thrive. Choose to move. Choose physical therapy. Visit ChoosePT.com.
Welcome back to America's longest-running computer show, Sound Bytes, on member-supported Jazz 90.1. Get online now. Call 966-JAZZ. That's 966-5299. Toll-free 800-790-0415. Or submit your question by email at soundbytes.org. Once again, here's Nick Francesco, Dave Enright, and Steve Ray on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I am the springtime version of Chris Horn.
Springtime for Chris Horn and Sound Bites. All right, back to the phones. Our next caller is Bill from Fairport, New York. Welcome, Bill. What's up?
Well, I got a problem with a HP LaserJet printer, which is, you want the model number?
What's it called?
It's a printer.
Oh,
I'm having trouble hearing you, Bill, and I'm so sorry.
HP inkjet.
Okay, let me switch here for a second.
Bill, how old is the printer?
Can you hear better?
Yeah, there we go. That's much better.
Okay, I just went off the headset.
There you go. Sorry.
No problem. It's a multifunction, and its model number is MFP M277DW, and it is several years old. It has quit working with Windows 11. I remember that you had commented about something like that a couple of weeks ago.
And HP doesn't have drivers for it now, if you go to their website. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, I've been having a problem with Windows even seeing it and acknowledge it. I tried the old trick of deleting it.
Yep.
And it can't even find it.
Right, and so in Windows 11, you do like, hey, go find my printer, and the printer's on, and is this a USB printer, or is it Wi-Fi?
No, it's actually hardwired into the network.
Okay.
But I can do Wi-Fi with it also.
Okay. Right. Is this a color laser?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
If you connect to it from your computer with a USB cable, which might not be convenient, but in my experience, if you're having trouble with the network connection something, if you just connect up to the thing directly, that is your best chance at getting a working driver installed on the computer.
Okay. And then once that's done, go back to the...
Yes.
Yeah.
Then go back and try the Ethernet.
Right.
Yeah.
So the M277DW is not officially supported on Windows 11. But if you go to HP and download the HP Color LaserJet Pro M282 or M285 printer driver, that will work for printing.
282 or 285?
282-M285. The HP Color LaserJet Pro M282-M285 is the name of the driver.
Okay.
That will add both the printer and the scanner, and that will add the device. And then you add the device to it.
And it'll work on Windows 11.
And that will work on Windows 11.
Cool.
If you want to do scanning, HP has something called the HP Scan Extended Utility.
Yeah.
And you need to add that after you add the driver.
Okay. Well, I'll give that a shot. And now you see, I actually have an HP 5100 also, which is 11 by 17.
Right.
And that particular printer is 20 years old.
Yeah.
And the only way I can get to it is to put it onto my server, which is running R12, R12,
Right.
and make it a shared resource.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. Microsoft, it doesn't support what it doesn't support, and you don't get a choice there.
And that's HP though, right? Like that's HP saying we've got 1,000 old printers, and
we're
not going to support the drivers.
Right, and I was about to say that therefore you have to depend on the printer manufacturer to provide your drivers, and HP has decided that one's too old for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. They expect you to be spending money. What is wrong with you?
But it's good that you can install the wrong driver and get it to work for your printer. Like, that sounds really hopeful, because the guts of the printer are probably not that different.
Exactly right. It may not do every single thing, but it'll get you there, right? It'll print a color.
At least it'll function.
Right. So that's what you have to do, and I'm sorry to tell you that that's it, but at least there's a solution.
Well, that's why I thought I would call you, because you probably do a workaround.
Well, that's the only one I know.
And I honestly, when he started saying that, I was sure he was making it all up.
Well, don't tell people that. Laddie, you didn't tell my mother to really think, did you?
Right. Well, you've got your making it up hat right there on the counter.
Right.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's not actually, but yeah. All right, so that should get you most of the way there anyway, Bill.
Okay, I really appreciate the help. You all have a good day.
Yeah, thanks. Let us know how that works.
I will.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Well, unless it doesn't work, right? Because if it doesn't work, I don't want to know.
Don't call us back.
I want to go to bed tonight thinking that...
Well, we can always make something else up.
That's true. What the heck? We have imaginations. We can do whatever we need to do.
Create another printer and just leave out a letter or add a different letter.
Yeah. None of our spouses are listening to this. We can get it. We can say whatever we want.
My wife, doggone her, closed the stand early last week and listened to the last few minutes of the show on the way home. Wow. I was betrayed. Luckily, I wasn't talking about her.
This time.
Yeah. So but yeah, as printers age, Microsoft will stop supporting them because they don't make any money when they do, and the printer manufacturer will stop supporting them because they don't make any money when they do. So if you buy a new printer every few years, you win. If you want to keep your old printer, then you better hope. That's another thing I love about Linux: the cups. Printer drivers.
Yeah.
The common Unix printing system, CUPS.
Yep.
And they have printers that haven't been made in 10 years. Haven't even been made in 10 years.
Right. You can't get parts for them, let alone buy the thing.
But they still have a driver for them, and there's no reason to delete it because it just sits in a
So that's the thing, right? Like, the needs of printing have not wildly changed in quite a while. So why should I need a new driver? Why should I need
a new printer?
Right?
The reason people buy new printers is because the old printer dies.
Well,
or they want some new feature that the old printer didn't have.
Yeah, well, what is that, though? Like, honestly, what is the feature you would want?
If you want color and you only have black and white.
Sure.
Okay. If you want a scanner and you didn't have one. Okay.
Yeah.
But beyond that, no. Who cares?
Right.
It prints.
If your job is not a print shop or making printed something, then your printing needs are really not that complicated most of the time.
We have a black and white laser jet with a scanner. My wife uses the scanner constantly.
Mm-hmm.
I print 4 pieces of paper.
But what does she scan?
She scans stuff for market. She's got, because we have the coffee stand for market, and there's all kinds of stuff that she scans.
Gotcha.
For that. And and we get that, and she prints the labels. And she's, I said, I can get you a color laser printer. You can print
Right.
I don't need that.
But that's a business need, right? Like a normal person.
Right.
What would I be scanning at home?
Right. And considering that, color laser printers or color inkjet printers are ludicrously more expensive than a laser black and white printer.
Absolutely.
In terms of consumables.
And the complexity is that your longevity on the thing is
Right,
much
right,
shorter.
right. Why? Yeah, right. Okay. Oh, listen. Let's go back to the phones. Our next caller is Dave from Canandaigua, New York. What's up, Dave?
I don't know. It's a nice day out.
It's a beautiful day in my neighborhood.
Yeah, well, so I have a sort of a question, comment. When I was at Windows 7, and my motto was, I will give up Windows 7 when they pry it from my cold, dead hard drive.
Yeah.
Well, I got pushed up to 10 because that's the way life is. But, I installed a utility that prevented Windows from upgrading me from 7 to 10.
Right.
I'm hearing about this, people getting pushed up to 11, and I don't know whether there's any utility out there, in the wild that would do that. But I'm kind of wondering whether if you have a machine that cannot be upgraded, if they push it on you anyway, and now they've turned your machine into a brick.
They have done that. They have done that. Yeah. Yes.
I think they've been threatening that for quite a while.
There are programs that will make changes to your registry. Thank you. And they are dangerous. They work until they don't, because it's that same old game of leapfrog, right? Somebody creates a blocker, and Microsoft removes the blocker, and they create a new blocker, and Microsoft.
Right.
So there are programs that will prevent you from doing that. Theoretically, Microsoft will not try to update a system that is not compatible with Windows 11. Originally, it would tell you must update, and when you tried it would say you can't update. Then it would say you must update, and it would bork your machine. Now they mostly don't tell you have to update when you can't, mostly. There are still problems with that, but mostly it's correct.
Yeah. Well, I did the things in order to keep getting the Windows 10 security upgrades, but I guess as time goes on, I've decided that you guys are just not cynical enough about the whole computing industry in general. And I want to propose the name for a website called everybodyhatesyou.com, and it's aimed at the computing industry, Microsoft, Google, you name it. Because how do they really get the input through one good channel? So if everybody that really is just sick of all this garbage logged in and said, well, you're doing this, and that wrong, and of course it would probably get pretty ugly pretty quick, but it's nice idea anyway.
Somebody's actually already got that.
Yeah, I was going to bet it
goes to it goes to the server default page. Apparently somebody took it out and never did anything with it.
Yeah.
But it already exists. Good thought, though.
I wonder what Microsoft actually does in terms of product research, how they determine, broad or sweeping new features. I don't know the answer.
We go back to your thing about the goodwill of businesses.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think when you're in your MBA course, I don't think they cover that subject very heavily.
It depends on the teacher. I've known those who do, and mostly, unfortunately, it goes way over the heads of people. They're all focused on that bottom line, and rightly so. That's why they were hired, to make money for the company. That's why they're there. Right. I get that. I do. I don't necessarily agree with it, but I get it.
Well, I just want to give you guys credit, because as things get tougher and tougher, it makes it harder for you guys to help people.
It's the truth.
Good work.
It's the truth. There are times. It's been rare in the past, but it's getting less rare now, where we have to say, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Nothing we can do about that.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But that makes your job easier.
Right.
Well,
some, but not happier.
Yeah.
If us making up bad answers to real problems is certainly more entertaining than letting AI do it for us.
I could spend the rest of the hour whining about stuff, but that's pretty much all I got for now.
All right. Thanks, Dave.
Yeah.
Have fun.
But that's the whole thing. People call for the entertainment, and we were sitting there whining that, we can't fix this, we can't do that. That would become very boring very fast.
Very boring.
And, that's the whole thing that, we have done for 37 years is pride ourselves on being able to solve other people's problems.
Right.
Now, all of a sudden, this comes around, and if we can't really do it, it's...
Right. I feel bad, but I also kind of understand and don't necessarily mind when once in a while the answer is that's just the way it is.
Right.
Yeah.
But as that becomes more common, it makes me angry.
That's what it's going to become an issue.
Yeah.
I get really frustrated when my answer is, I don't know how to let you use Windows 11 or Mac OS or whatever safely, so that you should feel like your privacy and control is respected at all. That's the blocker for me in terms of, well, how do we suggest that there's a better way other than just Linux, right? Like, I don't want to just harp on Linux.
Oh, but right now that's the answer.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that is.
But
Right.
there really isn't another answer right now.
Unless you want to sit there, like Nick has been saying for a few years now, unless you want to rent your machine from Microsoft and put up with their stipulations on how and where and how you'll use it as far as the software and everything else, and you will let us do these updates, and we will control this and we will control that, like you were saying before, just the passwords and everything else. You really want Microsoft managing your passwords?
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't trust them. I mean, and they turn around and they have done this for decades.
Yeah.
Decades they have turned around and done one thing, and if it wasn't that profitable, well, we're dropping it.
Right.
And then the folks that did go in and buy into that particular product, they're left hanging.
Yeah.
And
Good
Microsoft doesn't
reason.
care because they're playing the numbers.
We have really good reason not to trust them to stay with some.
They have a very poor track record, and to this day, we're also still seeing patches that they've known about for years.
Right.
And they're just getting around to fixing it.
And every operating system does that.
Yeah, they're not exclusive.
Well, because Google, if there's several sites that are called Google graveyards, and they talk about all the products Google has abandoned,
absorbed
or abandoned, and when Microsoft, what's their name, Apple at least is honest. How many times have they said, you know what? Everything is wrong. We're not using Intel chips anymore. We're using the PowerPC chips.
Right.
So you have to buy all new stuff. Oh, we're not using PowerPC chips. We're using these. Now, all new stuff. Oh, we're making our own chips now. All new stuff. At least they're honest about it and say, you know what? In 3 years, you won't be able to use this computer anymore. Get over it. At least they've got the guts to say. And of course, because in some ways, perhaps many ways, Apple is a cult. Their users just go, okay, we'll just buy new stuff.
Join us.
Like deer in the headlight, they're just amazed by it.
More Kool-Aid, please. Yeah, exactly. And I get that, and good for them. They've got both the guts to do that, and their user base accepts it.
Yeah, I think with anything technical, like computing, whatever, if you're making a decision based on the brand and not specifications or some evaluation process, I'm kind of writing you off as a savvy user.
Mm-hmm. Well, and plus, Apple has always had a very tight, very extreme tight control on who and who makes products for their machines,
right on.
And control. You either go with our plan, or you can't go to, like on PCs, you can go to third parties and build your own machine. You can't do that on a Mac. On Apple, you just can't buy this hard drive and that motherboard and this case and this drive and mesh it all together. You either buy the full system from Apple or you're dead in the water.
Right.
You got to go elsewhere.
Right. And to their credit, we've said this before, Apple really these days is a phone company. If you look at their bottom line, where they make their money is in phones.
It's mostly phones.
They are a phone manufacturer.
Well, like that ecosystem, right? The consumer
And
products.
what they've done is they've extended that phone system to the whole ecosystem.
Yeah.
Right.
The watch and the tablets.
Right, so the watch and the tablets and the thing, but where they make their money is phones. But they haven't abandoned all those other things. They've absorbed them into the ecosystem.
Yeah.
And that tightness is a very useful thing for the average user. Absolutely so. Absolutely so. But you really have to understand that what they are doing is making phones, and everything else supports that. Look at the new Neo. It uses the phone chip. You think that's the only product they're going to make over the next 10 years that uses the phone chip?
No, definitely not.
Absolutely not.
They've been trying to move in that direction for a long time. This is not a surprise.
They were sort of like the PC people, and seeing that the writing on the wall, that people were moving away from that. I mean, you don't go into stores nowadays and see all these big towers and computer centers, with the big boxes there. Because everybody's gone to laptops, phones, and tablets. Tablets.
Right.
Phone, the internet for many years has been phone first. Right?
In terms of developers.
In terms of developers and in terms of young users.
Yeah.
My daughter has a lovely laptop that she uses to play games.
Right.
But when she wants information, it's in the phone.
Yeah.
And she's an adult now. She's 30 something. I won't say the exact number, although I know it.
Good save.
Then that puts him older.
Yeah.
This is my daughter's birthday month, as she continually reminds me. So, yeah. But yeah, phones are the thing that, particularly the younger generations.
Well, and worldwide,
go
right?
to first. Worldwide.
Yeah. Phones are the thing.
Right.
That's what matters.
And so Apple is a phone company.
Yeah.
And yes, they still make. They have a secondary, and it is for them a secondary market of selling high-end desktops. And it used to be that they also sold into schools.
Yes.
Not anymore.
Like Apple II days, or
The
even
Apple II
iMac.
in the iMac,
days.
the original iMac, the candy-colored iMacs and all that.
Yeah.
No, those weren't iMacs. What were those? The iMacs, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. But that got taken over by Chromebooks, and now the Neo wants to take that back.
Maybe.
I doubt it, though.
Well, again, for someone who would spend $600 on a Chromebook, a $600 Neo is very tempting, very tempting.
But what I'm saying, though, is for the school systems.
For the school systems who spend $200 on a Chromebook, a $600 Neo isn't going to cut it.
Apple might be targeting colleges to say, you know what, every first-year student,
Individuals.
they get a laptop.
Well, what they're saying is, Dad, when your kid goes to college and you're buying them a computer, you're going to spend $600 without thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here you go, there's a Neo. So grammar schools aren't going to get it, middle schools aren't going to get it, but college students who buy their own will look at the Neo. So they're really not targeting schools, they're targeting students.
Yeah.
And the students' parents.
And that, along with the phones, the biggest problem is going to be, which I talk about all the time, is battery life.
Battery life is supposed to be very good in this because it's got a big battery and a phone.
Yeah, it's the mobile.
Yeah, but once they start watching the movies and everything else, you're going to see that go.
It's something like 16 hours of video watching, I think.
I have a different question, which is the Meta glasses. Who is that for?
Voyeurs.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I got a news item about that.
Yeah, we could talk about that after the break.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Because I just don't know who that's for.
Yeah, no. But the battery life, though, for the phones, though, seriously, still has to be upped. I mean, they're doing, small increments have, increased it.
Right. So the MacBook Neo says it has 16 hours of battery life. That's not bad. That's a day.
But
It's a day.
But doing what though? They say 16 hours of battery life. Yeah.
But 11 hours of web browsing or video streaming.
What about movies?
That's video streaming.
Streaming, I think.
11 hours of movies.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's because it's using a low-powered phone chip in a laptop.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, honestly, what's better than that? If that's the real number, what's better than 11 hours?
Right.
I don't know anything.
Right. No, and I grant you that. That's what I'm saying. And they've done a good job with that.
Well, Dave was a troublemaker.
Yeah, Dave was a troublemaker. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Back in just a couple of minutes with Troublemaker Enright.
That's my
job. Me, Nick Francesco, and you. It's 29 minutes after the hour. You're listening to the longest-running computer show in the known universe, Sound Bytes. Take a quick break, but we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Don't go too far.
Computer talk you can understand. More Sound Bites is next on member-supported Jazz 90.1.
This is an NBC News Radio special report, the latest on the strikes against Iran. President Trump says Iran will be hit very hard today. Speaking from Doral, Florida, at a Latin American Leaders Summit, Trump added that the strikes on Iran had to be done, and he did the world a favor.
We will not allow hostile foreign influence to gain a foothold in this hemisphere.
He said his administration is trying to keep casualties to a minimum. There's a bit of good news today for Americans looking to leave the Middle East as U.S. military operations against Iran continue. Dubai International Airport is resuming some flights today, flights into
Road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov. And now your Jazz 90.1 weather.
Spring fever is in effect here across western New York and the Finger Lakes. My forecast for your Saturday calls for scattered showers and a couple of thunderstorms. High temperatures will be into the upper 60s to near 70 degrees, with a gusty breeze, especially in any thundery downpour that develops. We'll find some additional scattered showers heading into your Saturday night. Overnight lows will be near 40. On Sunday, look for a mixture of clouds and sun, the high near 50. I'm meteorologist Josh Nichols for Jazz 90.1.
And currently right now we've got cloudy skies at 70 degrees out at the airport and 71 here at member-supported Jazz 90.1.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Nick Francesco.
I'm Dave Enright.
And I guess today I'll pretend to be Chris Horn.
Why not? Somebody has to. And it falls on you.
If I'm saying bad things about myself, is it slander?
Just, honesty, I think.
Oh, fair, right.
There you go. And so 34 minutes after the hour, we are Soundbites, and I will read the miscellaneous news. Graphene OS. I'm very upset that I don't currently have a phone that I can put Graphene OS on.
Tell me about Graphene OS.
I will. It's an alternative phone operating system. It's not Android. It's not.
It's not even based on Android?
It's like Android, but it's not based on it. It's Linux based.
Okay.
Okay. And it's headed to Motorola smartphones in 2027, pending hardware from the Lenovo-owned brand that satisfied the privacy-focused Android forks. Oh, so it is an Android fork, and it's privacy-focused. It doesn't. If you use any of the Google Play Store stuff, it sandboxes it.
Great.
But other than that, it doesn't use any.
Why isn't that the default?
Exactly right. Motorola, because Google. Motorola unveiled a partnership at Mobile World Congress on March 2nd, claiming it would bring cutting-edge security to everyday users across the globe. Graphene OS currently has production support for devices including the Google Pixel 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I have a Pixel 7, but it's my actual phone, so I'm not putting it on that. Motorola's future flagship devices are expected to join the list. Graphene OS is a privacy and security-focused mobile operating system compatible with Android apps. One of the chief problems with smart glasses, and here we go, with baked-in video recording cameras is they often look indistinguishable from regular eyewear, meaning you might be recorded without knowing it. But now there's an app that can detect and alert you when someone nearby is wearing smart glasses or potentially other always recording tech. The app, aptly named Nearby Glasses, it constantly scans for nearby signals that emit from Bluetooth-enabled tech like smart glasses. This is good news since a new report says that video feeds from the Meta Ray-Ban smart glasses are sent for review by human data annotators in Kenya, and that the footage includes sensitive content.
Yeah.
And yes, that includes naked people doing their...
If you wear those glasses in
During
the
those
bathroom
times.
or in the, wherever.
But it also includes people looking at their bank cards. Oops.
Typing passwords.
And typing passwords.
If you can see
Or
the keyboard
pins.
while you're typing,
that are supposed to be excluded. So be careful when wearing your smart glasses.
Yeah.
Samsung's new S flagships have arrived: the Galaxy S26, the Galaxy S26 Plus, and the Galaxy S26 Ultra. They start at $900 and go up from there. These usually include slightly faster chips, slightly better chips, and not much else. Password management software provider LastPass is warning users of a phishing campaign targeting its users with fake unauthorized account access alerts. The emails impersonate a LastPass representative by spoofing the display name and using subject lines crafted to mimic forwarded internal conversations between attackers and the company's customer support team about a request to change the account's primary email address. The email changes are forwarded to the target in an attempt to prompt them to respond to the suspicious activity with urgency, and click on links named report suspicious activity, disconnect and lock vault, and revoke device. Do not fall for it.
Yeah, as a rule, don't click links in email.
In any email ever. A phishing campaign is using a fake Google account security page to deliver a web-based app capable of stealing one-time passcodes, harvesting cryptocurrency wallet addresses, and proxying attacker traffic through a victim's browser. The attack leverages progressive web apps, or PWAs, features and social engineering to deceive users into believing they are interacting with a legitimate Google security web page and inadvertently installing the malware. But we're not fake, as far as you know. So give us a call at 585-966-JAZZ. It's 966-5299. Toll free 800-790-0415. Now, Chris, you asked who are smart glasses for, and the answer is one word: narcissists. Right now, okay, so I have seen apps that make a lot of sense to me. So I saw an app that used a pair of smart glasses to show sheet music. So when you're playing, you don't need a stand.
Sure.
I get it.
Interesting.
I have seen smart glasses apps that bring up lists of parts when you're building something.
Or a recipe or
a
something like that.
or how to fix this thing, right? It'll point and say, there's this nut, this bolt, to do this. Those make sense to me. But most people are just wearing them around all day long so that they can be YouTube creators and influencers.
Sure.
Yeah. And basically a narcissist. My life is so interesting that you should be watching it.
Right. I'm doing something so cool.
Yeah.
You just bought some yogurt.
You bought yogurt. Good for you. Congratulations. I've done that before. To do it again. Right. But that right now, there are some good uses of, and for YouTube creators, it is useful because you can, let's say I'm the YouTube creator who fixes hardware.
Yeah.
I can record myself fixing the hardware instead of mounting a GoPro on my forehead, which a lot of people do.
Right.
I can now wear the glasses. Okay, I get that. Or when I'm making how-to videos for my business, for example.
Sure.
Okay.
For the people making content, that's actually content
It's
and
actual
actually
content.
helpful. It
Right.
can be interesting.
Right. But most people are not buying it for that. They're buying it for other reasons, including porn, making porn.
Unsubscribe
immediately. But yeah, that's the thing is that again, smart glasses are a product looking for a market.
And what are they going for? How much?
Thousands of dollars. They're not cheap.
Yeah, that's.
The Ray-Bans I think are under $1,000.
Wow.
We'll get two.
Yeah.
Because you're going to break them.
The Ray-Ban Meta Smart glasses generally cost between $300 and $500.
No, I could see it as a very useful tool, say for like somebody that was trying to set up a demonstration of, say, how to use software or how to set a system up, and they're looking through the glasses, and you can actually see them hands-on doing something as far as software. All right, well, you want to open this up and create this macro to run this spreadsheet.
Right.
And,
well, the problem with that, of course, is that you get the scan lines.
Yeah.
But for doing physical hardware, like here's how you replace the carburetor on your motorcycle.
Yeah.
I love the idea.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You put that up there and it's automatically annotating something on the glasses while you're doing it. That seems valuable.
They now have the thing I've always wanted.
Yeah. Right.
Which is when I look at somebody, it says, Chris Horn.
AI intelligence. Yeah.
I'm a nomic.
Yeah.
Okay. I have trouble with nouns, in particular, proper nouns, in particular names. Faces I get, where I know somebody from, all of that. But often, particularly when I'm pressured, I can't bring up their name. I just cannot do it.
Brain fart.
A pair of glasses that shows people's names is all I want it to do.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, all you have to do is allow Facebook to live stream your whole life and for them to retain some kind of ownership to everything they record.
That's exactly right.
Because I suspect that if you look at the license agreement for those things, they have a caveat, which is we're going to keep copies of everything.
We own
to
your
help
data.
quality assurance.
Yeah, right.
Or
Quality
something
assurance.
along those lines. And by the way, some part of your life could wind up in an ad.
Right.
Well, sorry, sue us.
And
They don't care.
So look, the other thing is, who owns your face? So if I'm out in public and you take my picture or my video of me,
right?
Legally, that's pretty much okay.
Yeah, I think that's is it First Amendment?
Yeah,
In
if you're
public.
out on the sidewalk or out in public, yes.
Yeah.
But if I'm in my home,
No.
or so we years ago took a whole bunch of video of people walking around inside the Saunders building at RIT.
Yeah.
We had to get all of their
Waivers.
releases, all
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
waivers.
Yeah.
Because that's a private property.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you're wearing smart glasses and recording me in here,
That's illegal.
it's not only illegal, I can sue you.
Yep.
Right.
If
But
I'm standing out there on the sidewalk, perfectly legal.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. If I'm on the sidewalk.
But most of the people who buy those glasses aren't going to differentiate that way.
Certainly not people that are desperate to make cool content and
Exactly right.
pay off that hardware.
And again, if it's outdoors, fair game.
Yeah.
If it's out if it's in a public venue,
Yeah, as long as you're not on private property.
right? But once it's private,
But I think part of this has been a problem since smartphones became live to internet.
Well, there's quite a few on Facebook now that the different reels running right now where people are misinformed in thinking that, you got folks that are going out there, journalists that are filming stuff, and folks coming up to them and saying, I don't want you filming me. Well, sorry, but you're in public.
Yeah.
But no, this is private. No, you don't own the sidewalk because businesses will come out if he's filming, say, a row of shops, and they'll come out and say, "No, you can't do it. You can't be filming into the store." Yes, I can. I'm out on a public sidewalk. Right. I can do it, and the countless people that are getting schooled because they call the cops. Oh, he's filming you. And they're going, no, he can.
what do you mean? If we walk into this store,
yes, that's a
whole different story. Now, if I own the store, I can have a security camera.
Yep.
Because I own that property.
Yep.
But I can't show it to other people.
Yeah.
I appreciate that you stuck with that whole bit, Dave, and you started with people on Facebook are misinformed. That's where we started.
Yeah.
That
you could have stopped right there.
Yeah, I'm
You didn't even need to see what they're misinformed about.
Delighted me. It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, and that's and there's a whole lot of implications that people don't get to this stuff.
Well, I've even seen on some of the reels, people getting assaulted.
Yeah.
Right.
This one gentleman was sitting there and he's filming this temple. And one of the rabbis comes out and literally cold cocks this guy, knocks his camera down, and then,
Yeah.
And the cops come along and they go, do you want to press charges? And this priest now is rabbi was also, what do you mean? He's been, and they go, no, you can't do that. You can't go.
If somebody is breaking into your house, you can't just shoot them. Like now, I mean, I guess
You
in
can
New York
if they
State-
fall inside.
Yeah. Right.
Make sure they drag their body inside.
Right. So,
But they people are getting to because going back to that guy that got caught cheating on his wife at what was it, a stadium or something?
Oh, right.
That big scandal.
Yeah. The CEO of some company, something.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, it appears that there's no one here wearing glasses.
I also enjoy that your is it a video camera detector or something? It requires the video camera on your phone to be working.
Right.
It should detect itself.
Right. So I'm running nearby glasses, and it starts out with warning. Harassing someone because you think they are wearing a covert surveillance device can be a criminal offense. The British spelling of offense. It may even be a more serious offense than using such a device. Please seek legal advice regarding your local laws on this matter. Do not harass anyone at all.
I bet that the app is junk. That's my
Probably.
Maybe not.
Needs serious improvement.
Well,
or quality assurance.
Are either of you using smart glasses at this moment?
No.
No? Then it works. As far as we know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's...
as soon as they make dumb glasses, I guess that's what I'm wearing.
That's what I'm wearing, too, dumb glasses. But yeah, the idea behind them makes a certain amount of sense in certain areas. Now, I know somebody who will remain nameless who bought a pair of them because...
Was it Dennis?
No. Her ex-husband has threatened her.
Oh.
So she now wears these, and anytime he comes around...
Really?
She's recording.
That's awful.
And that's... I support that 6,000%.
Right, because that's like a security camera isn't enough at that
exactly
point, right?
Yeah, so even if she sees him out in public, she turns
that's
it
terrible.
on. And that makes sense to me. I'm 100% behind it. But, most people don't have that need.
Right.
It's just a want.
That's like a restraining order. It's more evidence for...
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. So...
people
that I get, but and like I said, they cost between $300 and $500, depending on which model you get. And of course, that's not. You can also get them with prescription lenses that obviously cost more.
Yeah.
But as any prescription lens does, but yeah, so they aren't terribly cheap, but particularly, for example, in her case, they can be terribly useful.
Yeah. There's a good reason there.
Yeah. So
to protect our own safety.
And depending on what state you live in, you're like a single party recording wiretap rule.
New York is a single party recording state. So as long as I know I'm recording you, we're good.
If no one knows that we're
If no
recording
one
you,
knows,
then you're...
but it has to be a conversation I'm part of. So if I were just sitting here and you two were talking and I wasn't part of it, that's illegal.
Am I part of this conversation right now?
Well, sadly, yes, you are.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry, are you recording it? Well, you are. Yeah, streaming. As a matter of fact, but we all know that. But the point is that if you and I are having a conversation, I can legally, as far... Nobody on this program is a lawyer. I don't even play one on television anymore. So don't take this as anything we say as legal advice. Don't take anything we say as intelligent. We're just talking here.
If they've gotten this far and they're looking for facts,
I don't know what they're thinking.
37 years, we've really been fooling them.
That's right. But yeah, so apparently New York is a single recorder state. So as long as one person
single party
recording state, and so as long as one person knows that you're recording, it's legal to do so.
But like a lot of, like you say, nowadays it's just assumed because you go into most shops, even convenience stores. They've got cameras up all over the place because of theft and everything else. And you just walk out on the streets.
So here's what
you can go up and down the streets,
Yeah, let's make this relevant again. So the flock cameras, right? That's
right.
You know about those. So those are the video cameras that they're putting up on roadsides, maybe in Wegmans parking lots.
Right.
And the concern there, as far as your constitutional rights are concerned, is that law enforcement can go and buy your presence or absence from Flock and not need a subpoena, right? Like, so reasonable people say that's a violation of my constitutional right for...
But if you're out in public, though...
Why can't they buy all of that from Facebook now?
They can.
Because you're wearing the cameras around, right? Like, why can't they go, hey, Facebook, did you see Nick Francesco anywhere?
More importantly, they can buy that from Ring now.
Well, also, yeah, and there's certainly backlash.
Right.
But the capitalistic drive is, wait, this is a free income source for us, is law enforcement to just harvest all of the Ring camera videos
Right.
So what's my advice? My advice is don't use any of those services that are cloud hosted.
My cameras all go to my server.
Yeah.
And record for days, and if I need to know something, I got it, but you don't.
Yeah.
Because that's a service you're paying for, Ring.
Yeah.
But if you look at the license agreement, they probably have the right to do what they want with your video.
Sure. It's the same thing with Windows. Read the license agreement. You have the right to use this operating system.
That's what I'm saying. It's a license to use.
Right.
It's not spelled out clearly, right?
You're
It's like a
that makes
very
sense.
easy-
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yep. So,
You're renting it from them.
And the thing that brought the Ring to the forefront was the Super Bowl ad, where you could find lost puppies.
Yeah.
And everybody went, hold on.
Yeah.
If they can see the puppies, it can see me.
Yeah. Right. Why can't it be this police officer's ex-wife that he's looking for?
Well, that's exactly what has happened.
That is the abuse that happens.
Right, that has happened. And so, yeah, it's a real issue right now. And you know, England has been a surveillance state for decades. And people live with it. It is livewithable. That doesn't mean we like it, and it certainly isn't necessarily something that we Americans should be.
Well, that's why I'm still, after the city spent all that money to put the traffic cams up of people running red lights.
Yeah.
And people getting upset, I'm getting all these fines. Well, then you shouldn't be running the red lights.
But let me tell you what happened to me with that red light.
Go ahead.
May I?
Yeah, go for it.
I was at a stop sign. I looked in my rearview mirror, and there was a car doing like 90 behind me. I went through the red light, get out of his way.
Oh, yeah. No,
I got a ticket, but at the same time, there was a cop here on the corner, and I took his license number as he chased the guy.
Mm-hmm.
So when I got the ticket, I called up that cop and said, do you remember this incident? I'm the guy who went through the light so I didn't die. And he said, yeah, let me handle this for you. And I got a note back from the judge from the courts saying, no problem.
Yep. No, that's...
But had there not been a human being there, I would have had the choice of pay a fine or die.
Yeah,
well, not necessarily.
No,
like
not
you could have gone in front of the judge, like it's anything.
I could have, but this made it easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that made it easy, but they'd still have the footage of this guy coming through her. And if easily summation is, if he's doing 90 and you're sitting still, and if you don't move, the light's not going to change that quick, that he's going to be in your back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah. No judge would argue with that.
Yeah,
I think people probably don't have an expectation of privacy if they are driving through a stoplight.
You can't have an expectation of privacy in public. That's simple.
Yeah.
That's simple.
That's why it's called public and not private.
And just because you're in your car, there are windows.
Right. And that's why the Ring cams turning private into public, or in the flock cameras, any of that stuff is, I think, getting proven in court right now, and I hope that there's enough examples of that where it doesn't undermine our Constitution.
The only people who are really going to make money at this are the
hardware providers.
And I'm Steve Ray.
Steve has something to say.
Steve's got something to say, or is he just showing us his face?
So I know Steve had a reason he wasn't here today, but I thought so there's this it's called ABS, auto brewery syndrome, where your digestive tract turns your digestive process into alcohol and you're drunk all the time. Now, I've never had any indication that Steve had that, but there could be one that's just flatulence related, and that's his problem. He was stuck.
Could be that.
Stuck,
They've been around the brewery at certain times in the process. Yeah.
Hopefully that's not slander, but I'm happy it's on the internet.
All right. Well, at any rate, we are done for another week. Steve came in just in time for me to say, I want to thank Dave Enright, Steve Ray, Chris Hart. Steve, he's not here, but he set this whole thing up and got it working and everything else. God bless you, Steve, for doing that. And I'm Francesco. And you've been listening to the longest-running computer show in the known universe. That would be Sound Bytes, right here on the truly great and truly grateful to you that we continue to be member-supported Jazz 90.1. We will see you in just 166 hours. Be good to one another, will you?